This man is good. This man is humble. This is a man that everybody would want to be a president. But what happens at the end of the day? Something just crops in and he is shortchanged. Kalonzo, they work with Raila, and then Raila comes and says, no, I didn't say that.
The opposition team led by Rigathi Gachagua they were already deliberating on who should be the running mate, or rather who should be the flag bearer. And few names were suggested. There was Kalonzo Musyoka being his running mate being Matiang'i, and they were talking about that too much on social media. What do you think about all this?
Yeah, it is democratically right for them to have such kind of a thinking, because they belong to that class of tribal groupings. But now, the bigger group that will vote are the Gen Zs who are not tribal. So when they are planning for anything, I wish they remove the tribal tag. That you see Matiang'i, when he wants to launch anything, he went to Kisii to launch his campaign. When Wamunyoro is moving, he was moving around the Kikuyu areas. Now that he's gone to Western Kenya a bit, he went to Kambana a bit, he went to Mombasa a bit. But you could see his foundation was founded from, which is right. Which is central part, which is democratically right. Very right for him. But if they can be able to read the mood with the young people, and maybe that is why George Ruto came with that mood. He's telling his father, read the mood. He's telling Wamunyoro, read the mood. He could be a voice to the nation. He could be a voice to the nation, speaking on how we need to understand and read the mood. Because the mood on the ground, yes, as much as we are hearing from listening to the ground is not tribal at all. So bringing people from understanding that we bring this tribe, we bring this tribe, it will work against them. These same people who are praising them, they might even go back to Ruto because there will be no change. Yeah. They will be doing the same thing Ruto is doing. They will be doing so. They would rather stay with Ruto instead of bringing any other person who is similar to Ruto. So saying that we are bringing Gachagua because he will come with Central, we are bringing Matiang'i because he's coming with Kisii, and Kalonzo because he's coming with the Kambas, does not build a nation. But if they can build a nation by propagating what we call a unified and nationalistic agenda, it will work. But for them suggesting who is supposed to be the president, who is supposed to be the prime minister, who is supposed to be the deputy president, constitutionally they are allowed to do so. But the mood is not in the constitution. The mood is on the ground. So it will be so important for us to watch on that and see. For them suggesting Kalonzo, it is okay, it's good. But ask Kalonzo, he has been vying for this political seat. What makes him not succeed? Could there be altars that belong to their community that is hindering him? Because this life is spiritual. This man is good. This man is humble. This is a man that everybody would want to be a president. But what happens at the end of the day? Something just crops in and he is shortchanged. Kalonzo, they work with Raila, and then Raila comes and says, no, I didn't say that. Could there be altars, the Ukambani altars hindering him? Look here, let me give you a very small example. Who brought Kalonzo to politics?
Was it Mulu Mutisia?
Mulu Mutisia.
Yeah.
Mulu Mutisia was the king of Ukambani.
Yeah.
He was the level he went up to was being the king of Ukamba. The king of Ukamba, he became the chairman of KANU in the area. Mulu Mutisia was the powerhouse in Ukambani. He was a blind man, but controlling. This is the man that brought Kalonzo Musyoka into the limelight. This is a son of Kalonzo Musyoka politically. And if your father did not go beyond the village you come from, it is because of the altars and foundations that are speaking in him, it will be so difficult for you to rise. Not unless you uvunje madhabahu ya baba yako. Just as Gideon did, he destroyed the altar of his father, and from there he was able to rise up. Sometimes you have to destroy the altars of our fathers, the people who brought us in politics. Kalonzo need to go and interrogate himself and see whether Mulu Mutisia is the impediment for him to become the president of the country. Because when it comes the Wiper party, akienda Ukambani he becomes a hero, but akitoka nje anaisha. Akienda Ukambani na Wiper party nakuta iko na members of parliament, lakini akitoka nje something does not work. He need to address the issue of Mulu Mutisia. Yes.
So at the end of the day, if Kalonzo gets the opportunity to vie for the presidency, what are the chances of him winning?
As long as he does not address the challenges of Mulu Mutisia as an altar, he will not get it, even if he's backed by Ruto himself. He won't make it. Yes. Keep that, take that to the bank. Until he addresses the mizimu ya Ukambani ambayo Mulu Mutisia alimweka ndani yake. Hawezi. He will not make it.
Kalonzo, but you insist Kalonzo has all the qualities of
He has every quality. This is Kalonzo has the Jacob Esau factor. When Jacob decided to buy the birthright of Esau, when he went to work in Laban's house, when he was working as Jacob. But when it came the time for him to eat, the Esau spirit stood up. A spirit of a particular thing can rise up and stop you from becoming. That is why since there are so many people who are very powerful, very strong, but they have no. Look at Raila now. Look at Raila. I told you that, and then tulitukano sana hapa. Tukaambiwa tulikuwa tumesema Raila want to make it kule EU. He didn't make it. Tulikutukano mara ya kwanza. After that walikuja wakasema nimeongea ukweli. Raila has always won elections. For you to tell, when during the Kibaki time Raila won, but he lost it. In the time of kwa groundwork ana win, ikifika kutangazwa inatangaza mtu mwingine. Akakuja upande wa Uhuru, he won, but it was taken away from him.
Yes. You want to say to Ruto didn't win fairly?
Hata hii Ruto, Ruto never won. Ruto didn't win the election. This election you're talking about, Ruto didn't win. Raila was ahead.
He said the church prayed him to victory.
Yes, with his altars. He used altars. When you use your altar, and the altar is very powerful. And that is what I'm telling you. I'm speaking about the power of the altars in a family. If there is this power of altar in your family that hinders you from becoming, you will not become.
So Raila won, but
Raila lost it because of the altar that speaks against him.
Apana.
Yes.
So okay, Bunulize.
Alienda AU because of being backed by Kenyan government akalose. Kama angeenda bila Kenyan government angewin. Because there is an altar belonging to Kenya that does not allow him to become.
So now Kalonzo, let's talk about Kalonzo.
Kalonzo is a child wa Mulu Mutisia until he addresses the Mulu Mutisia factor in him. And then he loosens the territorial altars that he speaks against him. He will never become a president.
So where should he start now?
Going back to Ukambani and address the Mulu Mutisia factor. The altars, that man was a witch. The altars of Mulu Mutisia.
Mulu Mutisia is just an innocent.
Yes, innocent, but he was a king of the Ukambani. He anointed Kalonzo, and the Kalonzo, Muthama alijaribu overthrow Kalonzo from the Ukambani politics. What happened to Muthama? Muthama is somewhere there selling his rubies and the things and the politics. He was the chairman of UDA, but do you ever hear him? When you dare Kalonzo in Ukambani territory, you are finished. But when he comes out of Ukambani politics, the borders of Ukambani, Kalonzo finished.
Why? So aanze kwanza Ukambani,
aende aite wazee wa Ukambani, they address, na aite religious people,
wamwombe,
wavunje madhabahu, aite wakuhani, wakuhani, si just ordinary pastors, fake pastors, aite high
serious
high priests, a high priest in the book of Hebrews chapter number 5. Can I read it for you?
Read.
Because I know he will listen. He's listening to this. I really want to help him. Uliona nani alienda kwa kanisa ingine hapa akavaa manguo za red. What happened to him? Raila? Look here, Hebrews chapter number 5. For every high priest chosen from among men is appointed to act on behalf of men in relation to God, to offer gifts and sacrifices for sins. He can deal gently with ignorant and wayward, since he himself is beset with weaknesses. Because of this, he is obliged to offer sacrifice for his own sins, just as he does for those of the people. And no one takes this honor for himself, but only when called by God, just as Aaron was. A high priest is not a pastor. It's not your local pastor. It's not your local bishop. A high priest is somebody carefully selected by God for the purposes of offering sacrifices for the community or for the people. On behalf of God. Yes. For people. So he goes atafute real high priests. Awache kumangamanga kutangatanga huko na huko. Atafute real high priests. Aende kwao wavunje madhabahu. Wavunje madhabahu ya Murumutisia, wavunje madhabahu ya Ukambani, ya uchawi na urogi na vile vitu zote. Kisha wavunje unaona hii Mua Hills. Hiyo jina hiyo mama imepotea. Mua Hills. There is a goddess in that mountain. The name has just disappeared. It was here already. But I remember, I'll tell you. Hiyo mama alikuwa kubwa. Look at Machakos. Before I remember that. If you look at Machakos, Machakos was the capital city of Nairobi.
It was supposed to be the capital city of Nairobi?
Yes. Machakos was supposed to be the capital city of Nairobi. Who shortchanged it from Machakos to Nairobi? What happened? When this Mutua came with an ambitious plan to make Machakos become great again, what happened to him? The idea just... Who shortchanged the Kansas city from becoming a Silicon Valley project? What happened? Until today, we are talking of Kansas City, which is not picking up. Who was behind to shortchange? It is because it is lying on the land of the Ukambani. Machakos was supposed to become the city of Nairobi. It is not Nairobi that's supposed to become the city. It is Machakos. But who changed it? So if he looks at the shortchangings and the things that happen within Ukambani area, he will know where he is going and where he is best to. That there is no Ukambani person that will rise to the national level. You can be known everywhere, but when it comes to the real power, you are removed. The highest rank the Ukambani people has ever had, it is being the CD.
The CDF, that is
CDF.
The former CDF during
General Kianga. Molinge, those people.
But Kalonzo has also been the vice president before.
A vice president?
Yeah, that's also a higher rank.
That's a flower girl. Kalonzo was not meant to become then the vice president is different from the deputy president. The deputy president has tooth. Even if they are elected together with the president on the same ticket, the vice president was just handpicked. He lived at the mercy
of the president. But to remove Gachagua, you need to have the entire government and the entire country behind you.
or the entire sort of corruption, top maneuvers, called whatever, you must have it. That is why you're telling being a vice president was nothing. General Kianga was more powerful than the vice president because he was commanding a force. Who was Kalonzo commanding? He was the vice president and the minister for home affairs. Minister ya watu wa jela. And that's the end of you. Iwe utakuwa ukishughulika na mahabusu. Mudiawori was the vice president and the minister for home affairs.
Home affairs. Yendo leta TV kwa nini kwa akubuka.
Hiyo ndio kitu kikubwa.